Hello everybody, it's vanburman here and welcome to another video today. Today I want to talk about a little bit of it's more along the lines of a legal issue as opposed to a gaming issue, though it does involve games and YouTube and all that other good stuff. And a lot of you may have heard about it already. There's a YouTuber by the name of Jim Sterling, who I actually really like a lot of his videos, and I'm subscribed to him as well, so I don't usually subscribe to a lot of people, but so if you want to go and check him out, feel free to do so. I'll put a link to his channel in the description, why not? And he has had some issues with some game developers regarding him using their game footage, and he's just come out of a lawsuit himself, and now he's been hit with a trademark Takedown, I think, on YouTube, which I personally hadn't heard of before. It does make sense, but obviously the most thing we get is, copyright or DMCA or, all that sort of stuff that you get that game companies and film companies, use to take down videos that are infringing on their copyright rights. So, like, for example, if you upload a full-length film of whatever, then obviously it's going to get taken down because you can't just replicate and upload a film that someone's put up. The whole game media thing is a bit more intricate because you've got fair use and critique. The same sort of thing with film. If you want to use a couple of clips a second, some couple second clips from a film to review it, then for journalistic purposes, that's okay. Well, it should be anyway under fair usage, but that doesn't happen a lot of the time, and we're yet to really have any sort of precedent, as in basically no one has taken it to court and the courts have formed a judgment on it, which is a shame. I mean, I know that at some point it's going to happen. Now, this could potentially be the first time we're going to see something like that. With, I think it's the developers of Airport Master, and I can't remember their actual studio name, but they have, I don't know if it's taken down, I'll have to have a check, but at least anyway, they filed a trademark claim against Jim Sterling for use of their footage, their trademark, their logos, all their assets, effectively, from the game. Now, Jim Sterling gave a fairly negative review of the game, and to be fair, quite rightly so. It's very, it looks like a fairly, I don't want to say basic game, but a little bit uninspired. There's not a lot of action to it, and he sort of picked up on that, which is a fair enough comment. It's personal, his personal opinion on it was it's not very good, it's not very enjoyable, and there's just not much really to it, which is fair enough. People will have opinions like that, and unfortunately, the game developer took a bit of a disliking to that particular comment, and in order to, it does seem like it's to try and silence him, by issuing the claim, and they refer back to their agreement when you buy the game. Obviously, you've all had those agreements where you've just scrolled all the way down and gone, yeah, accept, that's fine, whatever. Because you don't get a choice whether you accept it or not. It's do you want to buy the game? Well, yeah, I want to buy the game. Well, then you have to adhere to these conditions. And as part of that, they wanted to make sure that you had written consent from them in order to be able to make a video using their footage and assets and that sort of stuff. Now, it's not uncommon for game companies to do this. I mean, you've got Nintendo, you've got Square Enix, they're the two I can think of mainly, and they are quite bullish about how they, defend the integrity of their gameplay, for example. Now, don't get me wrong, my personal opinion on the thought is that obviously this is wrong, quite frankly. If you want to use some footage from a game or whatever medium you like, and you want to use it for journalistic purposes, to do a review or to analyse or critique, then that's fine. But this is where it comes into the thing. I don't personally have an issue with the developer themselves enforcing it. The reasons that they did it are wrong, but I'm not upset by the fact that they've done it. Sorry, Jim. and because I would like to see it taken further. Once again, sorry Jim, I know you've just come out of the whole debate, the whole legal proceedings with that other indie company. But this just needs to be resolved, because Square Enix and Nintendo do exactly the same thing. A lot of other game companies do, but they're the two I can think of mainly. Especially the Nintendo thing. If you took, for example, Jim Sterling took about 11 minutes of footage from this game and then just gave his thoughts and opinions on it, which, called Jimpressions, like a first impressions video. Now, if I did that with Zelda Breath of the Wild, what's going to happen? Well, it's either going to get taken down or I'm going to lose all my ad revenue. So, is that not the same thing? Are we not looking at, different standards for different game companies? Don't get me wrong, good game companies should be, and there are many of them who say, yeah, that's fine, you can do whatever you want with our gameplay, you can make whatever videos you want about it, that's great, because they appreciate the fact that people are going out and want to make videos on their game, and people will watch them, and people will see how the game plays, and they'll think, oh, you know what, I'd like to have a go on that, that looks like a really good game. Like, you want to, I'm trying to think of a good example of a game, but, anything, Rocket League, Total War, you can sit there and look, oh, there's 1,000 men on screen, and they're all fighting each other with great big axes, I want to play that game. And could you see someone else play it, you see someone else do a review on it, you see someone else critique it, and you go, yep, I want to do that. I want to go out and buy that. And that's that is really fundamental to the game industry, in my opinion. I'm sure that there are corporate suits who think that isn't right, especially in Nintendo and Square Enix. Now, where does this go from here? Like I said, we've not yet had a court case or any case law or any legal precedent set for any of this, because it's all very new, really, in the grand scheme of things. It is only a matter of time, though, before something like this happens. I'm a bit surprised that the whole Nintendo thing hasn't come up yet, but I guess it just takes a company like that to enforce their rights against a big enough content creator, and it'd be worth their time to go out and pursue it. At the minute, it's all very cloak and dagger, I suppose. And, the other side of things are, of course, if Nintendo were taken to court and they believed they were going to lose, in order to save legal precedent, there are ways to get around it. Trust me. You can pay off the person that is taking them to court, or you can concede to them individually, and, and then have a silencing clause where they're not allowed to talk about it from then on. So as much as it is wrong and it needs deciding, I don't have a problem with that developer doing it, because Nintendo and Square Enix do all the time, and it's probably easier to do it with a smaller entity and get some legal precedent in there, rather than taking someone like a Nintendo or a Square Enix. I mean, that will still have to happen, but then they can look back on these cases and go, oh, well, look, it's already been established from that case with that developer. Did exactly the same thing as you're doing, and they lost. So therefore, you can't do it anymore either. Yeah, it's a shame, and like I say, it will happen at some point. They'll pick on the wrong person, or the right person, or wrong person, however you want to look at it, will take an exception to something like that, and they'll go and challenge it legally. And, in my opinion, I think they'll win. As in, I think that the courts will uphold the fair usage argument. But it then comes down to the point where we need some sort of international legislation regarding it, and some clear definition on what defines fair use and what you can and can't use. Anyway, I have blabbered on for a really long time now, so I apologise. But yes, I just wanted to give my thoughts on it and really just let you guys know what I've been thinking about recently. But yeah, that's about it. I don't know. The things I spend my time doing. Anyway, Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the video. Any comments or queries or questions, leave them down below, and if I can answer them, which probably can't, especially if it's like if it's a specific legal point, I might not be able to answer that. But like I say, we'll just give my opinion, and we'll just see how it develops from there. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully I'll see you all very soon. Goodbye.